guys, it's Katie again from Creativa, and I am going to do some inserts today for this album that we've been doing. This is a 2-page landscape album, and we have done the cover, and we have done the inside covers, and all, well, there's 2 pages, 4 sides, so we've done all of that. And we've also done the back inside cover. Haven't done any inserts really yet, so I thought we would do some of those today. And then we'll be just about done. So I'll put that to the side. And I have 3 inserts that I want to make today using the Esencia SVG files to make a mini album. So with this set of SVG files, you can make a 2-page, 4-page, or 6-page mini album in either portrait or landscape style, and it's got the cover, the binding for all of those different types of albums, lots and lots of pockets, envelope flips, accordion envelopes, belly bands of waterfall, corner pockets, all sorts of things are all in here. This little booklet I've made is just a screenshot of each of the files that comes in the package, and there are 27 files. The blue pieces are the actual pieces or elements themselves, and the pink pieces sitting on top of them are the mats for those pieces, so it also includes all of the mats. So we have screenshots of all of these here. Oh, I keep losing my breath. I'm trying to say too much too quickly. So you can see there's lots of pockets and belly bands, waterfalls, corner pockets, envelope flips with all of the mats, and the parts to make an accordion envelope. So they're all in here. And then I'm also using these set of add-on pockets, and there's 3 different sets that you can get. There's Quatrefoil, Stars, and one called Flourish, and I'm using the Quatrefoil. So these are exactly the same pockets in here as what you get in the Esencia, but these ones have this window cutout design, so they look like that. So you can put acetate or foil or just regular paper underneath there, and you just get this nice little effect. So I'm also using those, and they fit, are exactly the same size as the pockets in the Esencia. So you could make this whole album just using this. You don't need to buy the add-on pockets, but they're there if you'd like to do something different. These are available in my Etsy store, and I'll put the link in the description box below. But in the meantime, let's make some inserts. So I have got my little stack of stuff here, and I will show you what I have already cut out. So in my list I have got, let's put that to the side, I think these are all out of order, silly me. So we'll have to flip around a little bit, but I hope that you understand. So to start with, we have one of these U2 pieces. That's this one here, and that's out of the cardstock. Oh, I should mention what I'm using. I'm using this black cardstock. Sorry, should have been more organised. I'm using this black cardstock by Recollection, £65, 176 GSM. And this is the paper line I'm using. It's called Grand Bazaar by Kaisercraft. It's only a 12-pack. There's only 12 pieces of paper in the pack, so I've had to add in some plains sheets, as you can see here, and also some other random sheets that I had. So these pieces here, the black cardstock, sort of corresponds with the blue pieces in my book, and then the pink pieces are the mats, which I've cut out of the paper that I'm using. Okay. So I have one U2 piece and 2 U4 mats, and that's those guys there. And then this one here is a T1 piece, so we need to go back. I've cut out a T1 piece, and I have a two T3 mats, so that's those 2 there, and that T1 piece. And then this one is a V1 piece, and I've cut out 2 of the V2 mats. And that's this one here. I should have mentioned that I've given everything, all the pieces an alphanumeric number so that it's easy for me to refer to. Hopefully you'll understand which pieces I'm talking about, and I've been trying to put a list of all the pieces that I've used in the description box. So if you wanted to make this insert, you could just have a look in the description box and see which pieces I've cut out. And then I've cut out a U1 piece and the pink mat for that. With U3, I've cut out 2 of those. That's those 2 here. So that's that one. And then, does this go with that? I think it does. I've cut out the W. I've cut out this W3 belly band or half belly band here. That's this guy here. I'll just get those paper clips off. Oh, stuck. Right, here, this is W3, and then there's 2 of the mats with those, which is W9, so there's those 2 mats there. And out of the Quatrefoil, where did I put those? I've cut out exactly the same piece, so I've cut out the W3 out of the Quatrefoil as well. Right, so that's that one there. Okay, so we'll put those to the side and put that to the side. And let's start by putting all these pieces together. So I'll just put all the mats to the side. And we're just going to make a sort of a waterfall, I suppose you could call it. So for all of these pieces, where's my, what have I done with my pencil? Did anyone see where I put it? I know I've got one somewhere. There it is. For all of these pieces, I only need the bottom tab. So for each of these pieces, I'm going to cut off the long tabs and the top tab here. So I'm going to keep this one, cut off these 3 tabs. For this one, I'm going to keep the bottom tab, cut off these 3 tabs. And for this one, I'm going to keep the bottom one and cut off these 3 tabs, because we're going to attach them all together by that bottom tab. So I'll just get out my cutting board, and I'm just going to go through and cut those off. So the reason why I put the crosses on there is so you can see which ones, but also so I can remember which tabs I need to cut off, because I'm pretty good at forgetting this. So I'm just lining up that score line, which is already there, because my Cricut has put my score lines on there for me, which is pretty handy. And I'm just going to go around. So I'm just going to go around and trim off those 3 pieces all the way around. I'm also going to trim off on these 2 here. I'm going to cut off the tab off one of these, because we're going to join these together, and that tab will be too bulky if we have both of those. So I'm just going to cut this little tab off here. I'll do it now, shall I? I'm just going to, I'm going to line up the score line, and then I'm just going to pull it over just a smidge and just trim that off. So then when I put this on here, it won't interfere with that fold there, right? So that's that. So then I will just go ahead and trim those tabs off each of these 3 pieces, and then I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm back, and I have gone around each of these and trimmed off the tabs that I didn't need. And then I also decided to use my corner rounder and just round the corners on each of them as well. So I have gone ahead and done that. So now all we need to do is glue them together. So I'm going to, actually I don't even need this last tab here, so let me trim that one too. This last one here, we do not need this tab. I should have cut that one off, but let's do that now. Off. Okay. So so along this edge here, I'm going to glue down each one of these in descending order of size, just like so. So there, I will do that. Like this. Just going to try and line it up. Not one of my strong points. Make sure that's stuck down nice and firmly. Not too worried about the glue because luckily I'm matting. And then the next one, this is T1. So we've gone U1, V1, T1 and U2. Like so. Push that one down. And then this one. Let's stick that one down on here. This little one's cute. Be great for those little photo booth photos or Insta photos or something like that. Okay, so then it just opens out and we have, it's kind of like a waterfall really, like so. And so then the only other thing to do is attach this guy here is going to attach to the edge and it's going to hold them all down. So the first thing I'm going to do is attach my mat to this Quatrefoil piece here. So I'm just going to use my glue that's in this tiny little fine liner, fine tip bottle, which I originally bought for paint, but it has been really handy for glue for these sorts of things. So I'm glad I had that. So I'm just going to put some glue around there. And then I can put this mat on here. Try and line it up. Make sure I cover it all up. I need to slide it down this way just a tad. Bet you I just got glue all over that when I did that. Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Okay, and then I'm going to put a magnet in here. So I have finally got some magnets delivered. Ooh, and I just about broke them. Okay, so I bought these from AliExpress and they usually take about a month to get here. They took far longer because there's just so little find your words, Katie. there's so much I think there's so much mail at the moment and none of it's really getting through. It needs to be quite close to the edge because this doesn't actually stretch all that far, so I wouldn't normally put it right up the edge, but I have no choice in this instance. Right, so I've got my magnet on here, and then I'm going to cover it up with this bit here that we've cut out, and so I'll just put a bit of glue on there and make sure there's plenty of glue around this magnet. Of course that's all going to ooze out the edges now, you know that. And I'm just going to cover that up with this one. Line it up, press it down, make sure it's pretty well lined up. Squash that glue out. Just trying to get it to stick around that magnet. Ideally it would be better to have the magnet a bit further down, but you know, you have to work around these things sometimes. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then I can put this mat on here. And this is just the back side. I mean, I could have put the magnet under here. but it didn't. Okay, and then we can just pop this guy on top. Like so. So that's nice and neat from that side as well. Okay, so then I'm going to attach him onto here. So I could either attach this tab on this outside like so, or I could attach it on the inside like so. I don't know that it really is going to make any difference. I just want to find the halfway line to sort of roughly get it right as to where I'm putting it. So this is 13 centimeters wide, so I'm going to find my mark at 6.5, and then I am going to guess from here, but oops, I'm okay with that because at least I know where the halfway mark is. So put a glue on my tab, and then I'm just going to slide it on here. I reckon that's about right. Stick it down, bend it over. Like so. And then I put my magnet on here. I'm just going to put a skiff of glue on there. Can you see this? A skiff of glue on that magnet. Oops. I'm going to slide it over and press it down, and then I can see I need to get it, I need to have that right on the edge. So I'm going to put it right there, like so. Okay, so then I'm just going to go ahead and attach my mats to all of this, and then this guy will be done, this little insert will be done. So, oops, that was a bad plan, wasn't it? So I'll go and do that because you don't have to watch me mat everything, but I'll go and do that, and then I'll come back and we will do the next. I'll show you the things that we need for the next insert. Okay, so I'll see you again shortly. Alright, so I have just finished matting this little insert. So I've got the mats on each side of these little flip outs. Plenty of space there for photos, and the little catch to hold it all together. Now I can see the magnet on that poking through because that paper is pretty thin and I'm not overly happy about it. So I just cut this out of the paper and backed it onto a couple of pieces of scrap cardstock, and then I gave it a little coat of glossy accents because I can't help myself. And I'm just going to pop that on there, and I think that will finish it off nicely. So if I glue it to where the magnet is, but the bit off to the side is lower than where the magnet is, so I'm thinking I'll put a little bit of glue where the magnet is, but then on the opposite side of here I'm just going to put one of these little puffy guys, so hopefully that'll even out the difference in height. That's my plan anyway. So I'll put that little guy there, and excuse me, I've got a bit of a croaky throat. I'll find my little cricket hook thingy so I can pull this off. I can try. Here we go. There we go. There. Okay, and then a little bit of glue on this side where the magnet's going. Oh, and the glue's blocked up. It's really cold at the moment, so I just need to poke a hole in the glue. Or maybe I can just squeeze it out over here. And, oh, now it's coming out. Okay, just needed a good squeeze, which I was a bit scared to do. Alright, and then I'll just turn this guy over and plonk him on there like so. Squash him down. And just hold it for a second. And that's one little insert done. Okay, so I'll put that to the side. Let's have a look at the other two inserts that I have planned. See if I can remember what I had planned. So here's all my little bits and pieces. I'm sorry, I keep clearing my throat. And I will show you what I've cut out. So, again, in no particular order by the look of it. I think this one's first in the order. Okay, so out of the Esencia I have cut out STU. I've cut out one of the U ones, which is this guy here out of the cardstock, and then two of the U3 mats, so that's those two there. So I've cut that out, and then I've cut out the V1 piece, which is this one here, and two of the V2 mats, which are those two there. And then out of the Esencia I have cut out the X4 envelope flip, that's this guy here, and two of the X8 mats, which are those two there. And then I have cut out another of the X4s, but this is out of the Quatrefoil. So the X4 is here. So I've cut one of those out. Okay, so I think I was just going to do a bit of a deconstructed envelope here. So let's put the mats to the side. I think I was just going to stick this one onto this one and then have the envelope flip holding it together like so. Yes. So I need to cut a few tabs off. I don't need these two tabs or that one, and I don't need any of these ones. And on this guy I'm going to keep the tab on this one, but I'm going to cut the tab off of this one, so I can cut that one off. It's nice and easy. So I'll just get out my cutting board. Is it called a cutting board? I don't even know. And I'm just going to, this one I'm going to line up on the score line, and then I'm just going to move it over a smidgen and trim that off. And that's just so it doesn't, I'm going to use it to back on, put it as a backing on here, and I just want to make sure that it doesn't interfere with that top turning tab, so I just move it over just a little smidgen. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay, this one, and I should have got my magnets out, and I don't think they're nearby. And this one. So I'll put that onto the side, and then I'm cutting all four off here. I'll flip it over this side though, because the score lines are more visible on this side. I'm just going to go around and cut all four tabs off. Nothing too difficult about that. 3, and the last one. 4. Put that down to the side, and then I'm just going to fold over. Actually, I should go this way. I think it works better. Fold over that score line and finish it down. And then we're just going to glue that one to here, so we can just go ahead and do that. Okay. So now that's just going to flip open this way. And it doesn't matter if it flips this way or down the ways or this way. Just doesn't really matter. And then let's just do this little guy here. And I need my fancy glue for this. So I'm going to, which one am I going to use? I think I might put this one. What did I have in mind here? Just trying to decide which mat. So I think I might have this on the front, this on the inside, this on the inside. Okay, so I'm going to have this one as the mat on here, I think, rather than that. Yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my glue on here so I can attach my mat. So I just like to use this little fine liner and sort of run it around here. And down here. Now this takes a minute, but I'm not bothered by it. It's not difficult, you know. Okay, one there. And then I'm just going to flip this guy over and pop him down on there. Make sure that it's reaching all the way down. Wow, really croaky. Okay, and then this one I'm going to attach straight on top of that. Let me put the lid on this because it gets blocked up really easily if I don't put that little pin in there. Oops. And I'm going to use this glue now to attach, which is just the Crafter's Choice glue. And I'm just, oops, okay, that came out really fast. Okay. I feel like I'm mumbling a bit. I'm sorry if I am. I'll try and talk up. I just have a croaky throat and I'm pretty sure it doesn't make any difference what volume I speak at. Okay, so now we've got that little sandwich in there. Oh, I was going to put a magnet on. Oh, it's alright, I can put a magnet here. All is not lost, except I don't believe that my... Oh, here's some magnets. Alright. I've got one set left in here by the look of it. Okay, so I have a plus and a minus. And I'm going to put it about here, I think, because we want to make sure that the mat covers it up okay. So I'm just going to take the sticky part off this. So these are the basic grey magnets, and these are the last ones I've got of these. And then I have got some ones that I bought from AliExpress, which are great, and they did take a long time to get here, so I probably should order some more now. But I think it's because the post is really slow at the moment. I'm just going to put some of this glue around there. The post is slow at the moment because of the pandemic. And so it's slower than normal. It's very difficult to find a lot of scrapbooking supplies in Australia, I find, especially in Perth, being one of the most isolated capital cities in the world. So I know that a lot of people don't or have strong opinions about using AliExpress, but for my mind, in Australia, we're really limited on trying to get things, and I could order them from other countries like the States or the UK, but it costs so much more because you're also paying exorbitant costs of postage. So, you know, forgive me, but, you know, there's people in China who need to survive as well. So, yeah, that's my reasoning. Okay. I certainly can't go to my local scrapbook store. There isn't a local scrapbook store. The local scrapbook store for me would be, oh, maybe an hour or so away across the other side of town. And then, you know, they charge a lot, so. Okay, so then we're going to put this little guy on here, like so, and he's going to hold our little deconstructed envelope closed. Oh, there goes that croaky. Alright, so I'm just going to put some glue on this tab here. And attach it right there, like so. Make sure it's lined up before I stick it down. Give it a good burnish, make sure that glue is really adhered. Now, just wipe that glue off. Before I get ahead of myself and forget, I'm going to put this other magnet on. So I'm just going to, oh, look at all the glue seeping out of there. Oh, that's messy business. Oh, I think I haven't slid it all the way down. Oh well, it'll dry clear anyway, so let's not panic, don't panic. So I put that one on here and then take this sticky off. Oops, I'll take the cover off the sticky and then flip it over. Perfect. Right, now all I need to do is mat this guy too, and that's that one done. So I tell you what, let's put that to the side with the mats, and I'll do that off camera, and I'll come back and show you what they all look like at the end. So I'll just slide those mats in there, but basically we have a mat for each side of this one, which is these here, and then mats for each side of this one, and also onto the back, like so. So let me put those to the side, and I'll do that off camera so that we don't spend ages watching me glue bits of paper down. And I'll just slide that one here, and then I've got one more which is pretty simple. So let's have a look at this one. Because this album's only 2 pages or 4 sides, these inserts give us lots of opportunities to add more photos in. And it's just exciting when you open things up and see what, you know, see more things inside your album, more little things to open up. Okay, so to start with, I have cut out 2 of the Q1 pieces here, the short pockets, so there's 2 of those, and I have also cut out 4 mats of the Q2s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you can see I was really running out of paper because now I've moved on to some blue. But I think this paper line is great because you can add in other colours and it seems to all work, so I'm happy about that. Okay, so 2 Q1s and 4 Q2s in the Esencia, and then I have also cut out one of these little W5 little closures, that one there, and I've cut out 2 of the mats that go with that, which I think, if I can read that, is W11. So I've got one out of a little bit of foil and one out of here, so that's those 2 W11s. And then out of the Quatrefoil part, I've cut out also one of the W5s, that's this one here, out of there, and then I have cut out 2 of the W6s, corner pockets, so I've got 2 of those, and I've cut out 2 of the W12 mats, and that's these 2 here, but I've cut them out of the, these are actually laminator pouches because I ran out of transparency, but they're a bit thicker than transparencies or acetate anyway, so I'm quite happy to use those, it's no problem. Okay, so then this is just a sort of a simple file folder. So all we're going to do is attach this one to this one like so. We're going to have some corner pockets in here, and we're going to hold it closed with our little closure here. So we need to cut some. We need to cut some tabs off. We definitely need one of these tabs here to attach the other ones. And I'm thinking I might keep this tab here, but just fold it over because it will give the edge of the folder or insert a little bit more strength on that edge, and we can. So let's do it. So I'm going to do that on 2 of these. I think it works better if I fold it this way. I don't know. I changed my mind. I'm no expert at the. I know people talk about valleys and mountains and which way to fold so that your paper doesn't crack, etc., etc. I know nothing about these things. I'm sure somebody else has got plenty of wisdom. I just go for it. Right, so these will be our edges, which will be sort of reinforced, and our mats will cover up the tab, so we're all good there. Right, that one, and then I'll do the same on this one. I'll do this now so that I don't accidentally cut them off. I mean, you could cut them off. Feel free to cut them off if that's what you want to do. But, you know, if there's less cutting involved, I'm all for that. You could do the same all the way around. Instead of cutting off the tabs you don't want, you could just fold them over because they will all get covered by a mat. But I think in this instance, I'm going to cut the rest off. Okay, so on one of these we need to keep one of these sides. We're just going to cut off the short edges there. And then on this one, let's make sure I've got them they're facing the same way. We can cut all 3 tabs off. So let me put crosses on there. And that's just a habit I get into to remind myself which ones to cut off, because otherwise I get talking and I forget what I'm doing, and then I cut off the ones that I don't want to cut off. There's a bit of noise going on next door. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear it. Okay, so that's that one. Trim that off. Okay, and then this one we're leaving one of the tabs on. Someone's in trouble next door. Okay, and then while we have the cutting board out, for this little guy here, the W5, I'm going to do the same thing as we did here and sandwich those together. Right, so I am going to cut the tab off this one here, and again I'm going to line it up on that score line, and then I'm just going to move it over just a tiny bit and trim it off so it just doesn't interfere with that folding. And put that to the side. Okay, so I think we've done all of that. And I can fold this tab over that we left on there. And flange that down. And then we can glue them together. So it's up to you if you want to put the tab on the inside or the outside. I think I'll put it on the outside. So I'll put some glue on here. And stick them together. 1, 2. and make sure that's stuck down. Fold it up. So that's our basic folder. So we do need to put our corner pockets on the inside before we put our mats on. So I need to start with, I need to decide, I think I'm going to put them like so, like that. So I do need to attach the transparencies to the pieces. So let's do that. And where's my glue? So again, I'm just going to run this really thin bead of glue around. And I need to do this with both of them. I'll just do one on camera, then I'll go off and do the other one separately, so you don't have to sit through me doing this twice. But I just thought I'd better show you how I do one at least. There's a funny noise going on out there. I don't know if it's one of my dogs or the next door neighbour. Dogs don't like it when I put them outside, but if I leave them inside while I'm trying to record, it's messy and noisy and very distracting. Okay. So that's that one. Now, a bit of glue's come through, but that's okay because when it dries, it'll disappear. I'll wipe up what I can. Okay. Right. So I will show you how we are going to attach that one. And then I'll go and do the same with the other one. So I'll put this glue away so it doesn't get blocked. It's such a pain when it does. Okay, so here's our little folder, and this guy is going to go on here. Now, whoop, wrong way. I'll fold these tabs in, and we have to lay this one down or attach this one first before we put the mat in, so we can't see those tabs through it. So that's just the real trick to these window pockets, is putting them down first where you might see the tabs. So that's going to go on there. So I'll get my glue out and stick her down. 1 and 2. Like so. Glue everywhere, because it would not be a project by me if there wasn't glue everywhere. See that? Look at that. I'm terrible with glue. Oh, full part of the fun. Okay. So then I'm just going to give that a little bash. Make sure she's well stuck in there. Lovely. Okay. So then we can take our mat and attach our mat by just sliding it in here, putting some glue on the back and sliding it in here and lining it up. And there we go. That would be how we do that. Get the glue stuck on there. But I won't do that now. I will do all the matting off camera so you can see. But essentially we have mats for the inside, and flip it over, and this one's for the back, and I think I decided on this one for the front. Okay, so then but the only other thing we need to do is attach our little closure. So when it closes up, I want it to have a little guy that went on here like this which looks kind of cute. So again, we need to attach our mat to this little guy here. And this time I'm using a little spherical foil that I have left. I tell you what, I've used all of the paper that came in this pack, so 12 pieces of 12 by 12 that came in the pack, and then I don't know, maybe another 6 or 8, maybe even more sheets of just plain paper or something that I thought might go with it. You know, some kind of neutral stuff. So even for a small album, I find it amazing how much paper and cardstock you go through. But, you know, this is the price we pay. Right. And then again, I'm just going to attach this little guy where with that we cut the tab off onto the back. Just sandwich that in there, like so. Whoops. I can't line it up like that. Not doing a very good job of that at all. Okay, there we go. Glue all over it. Happy with that. Yeah, someone's really getting in trouble next door. And next door neighbours have got twin girls. I think they're about 6 or 7. And one of them's in trouble. Okay, so then we just have this little mat to go on the back, but I'm not going to attach it yet because I need to put a magnet on here. So I'm just going to draw a circle to remind me that a magnet goes there in case I think, oh look, I forgot to put that mat on, and then stick the mat on and then realise why I hadn't put the mat on. And the same with the front. But, okay, so I'm just going to figure out where's halfway on here so I can sort of roughly guess, or you know, be a bit more accurate with where I put my little closure. So this is 16 centimeters wide. So I'm going to go with the half there. Now if you don't use centimeters, all I did was find the halfway mark. So nothing particularly special about that. Alright, so and then I'm just going to, I might open this out actually, I'm just going to attach this where I sort of roughly think it's about halfway, and there we go. I'll wipe up the glue again. Right, a little bit of glue coming through there. Just fold that over. Okay, so then this is going to fold over and we'll have those magnets there to hold it into place. But I'm just going to draw a circle here roughly to remind me that before I put that mat down I need to put a magnet on there. Okay, so I'm going to go off camera now, and what I will do is attach my mats to this one and that other pocket on here with the glue, and then attach that inside just like we did this one. I'll do the same there. I'll put all my magnets in, or my magnet in here and on the front, and I'll put all my mats on, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what that one looks like. And same with this one, I'll just go through and put all of those mats on there and come back and I'll show you what that one looks like. And then that's it. We'll have 3 inserts to go into our album, and then I'm just going to put in some tags, and we are just about done. Alright, so I'll just go and do some matting and I'll be back in a moment. Alright guys, I'm back and I've done all the matting on these inserts. So these are our 3 inserts that we can put in our album. So here's that deconstructed envelope that we did. I've just put the mats on each one of those, and that's that one done. And then we had already done this one, and I have put the mats on this one. So we have lots of spots there. And that one closes up like that. And then this one is the file folder sort of thing, so that opens up, and then we have those cute little Quatrefoil pockets in there with space for inserts in that one. So that's those three done. So we've pretty much finished the album. There's just a couple of things that I wanted to point out. So in the album we have done all of the pages, and I'm going to go ahead and use all my scraps and make some inserts to go in here. The only other thing that I wanted to mention was that, let's open it up like this, we have these blank spots here, both on the actual pages themselves and then in the spine. So there are mats for that. So I'll go ahead and cut some mats out for that, and I'll just show you where they are. So that's these little skinny mats here, the 2-page binding and mats. The pink mats are D3, so I'm going to cut some of those out to go in this middle strip here, and they will also fit down this page section here, but I have also included them in the base page, just so that's that mat there, M2. They're exactly the same. I've just included them on both, just so it's easier for you to get to them if you're you've got one particular file open, and then you can just cut all the mats for both the pages and the spine. So I'm going to probably put one here. Why is this not laying flat? I've got something buckled up there. I'm going to put one probably here on the spine, and then on each of the pages, and then one down the middle here on these pages, and whoops, one down here and one down here. So that will finish that off quite nicely. So that's that one. Then the other thing that I wanted to point out is in the files there is an insert, side pocket insert. Let me see if I can find it and show it to you. It's right at the back here, side pocket insert. That one will only fit in a portrait size album. It won't fit in the landscape, but to make an insert to fit in one of these pages in the landscape. So the reason I didn't include it is because if I started including every single insert to go in here, the files would be massive. There'd be so many of them. So I've just included one. I think that on the whole you would generally make probably more portrait albums than landscape albums, so I included the insert for the portrait. But the landscape one, to figure out what size to make it, I just took my ruler and stuck it in here and wedged it up as far over to the spine as I could, and then I measured it. So in this instance that's 23 centimeters, or if I did it in inches, it's basically 9 inches, and then I just add on a little bit more for however much I want it to stick out, and then I just measured this way and it's 18 centimeters, so I think I probably made it probably about 17, so it just has that little bit of room when it slides in and doesn't get stuck in there. So that would probably be maybe about 6 3/4 of an inches to make that pocket insert. So here's some that I've made. So I've left it blank because I'm so lacking on paper, and I've just put a little skerrick of the copper foil in there. Then I've just put a little hole in it, and I've just attached one of these bulb pins with this cute little feather charm, and so that can just slide straight in like this. Hang on. Oh, and I've just put this plain colour on the back because it looked a bit blank on the back. But So then that just slides in there like that really nicely. And then I've got another one here. I only need 2 of these big ones because it's only a 2-page album. And that guy can slide in like that. So I just wanted to mention, here you go, there we go. I just wanted to mention how you can measure your inserts for the side pockets for the landscape, and also that I will go ahead and cut out the mats for this and attach them. So I think that's it. We have these inserts here. I have to decide where I'm going to put those, and I'm going to go through my little skerricks of paper and cardstock and make some inserts for all our pockets. And then when I come back, I think we'll just do a flip through, and we've finished that one and we can move on to something else. I'm thinking that the next project that I'm going to make with the Esencia will be a folio. I'm working my way up to doing a 6-page album, but I'm sure that most of you know it takes ages to do a 6-page album. So I'm just kind of working up, getting there, working out my mojo so that we get to that. But I'm thinking for the folio, I'm not 100% sure yet, but I might use the pockets, the window insert, the add-on window pockets in the stars. And then I'm thinking maybe for the 6-page album, I might use the flourish pockets. So do I have those nearby? Let me just grab those. Sorry, should have been a bit more organised. Here, I'm back. Okay. So I'm thinking for the 6-page album, I might use these flourish ones and do something quite feminine and girly. And I'm thinking for the folio, which is what I'm thinking I might do next, I might use these stars. I'm saying might about everything because it's just what's in my head at the moment, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so that's the plan. I also have some other add-on window pocket designs that I'm hoping to come out with soon. Okay, so anyway, that's our 2-page Esencia done using the Quatrefoil window pockets. It's the first time we've used those, so that's pretty exciting. So next time I see you, I will do a flip through of this album. So thanks very much for your time today, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Bye.